So we're gonna start with the image. I don't know what to do with the image. Now, so then this will be the final frame. Like once you're constructed the banner, you know what it looks like more or less. This is the example of how the image is laid on top of the final frame without the image, and then this can be resized to that if you needed to make it smaller for size or whatever reason. And then when you export, like if it's a color background, you're gonna need it to be transparent. So then there's different techniques. I mean, Victor does it one way, I do it a different way. So you can do just like that, and you can select PNG 24 and it'll give you but see the size? Like Flash will compress that. Or for in this case, we're gonna do a JPEG, but you want it to be as close as you can. So then you select View, Snap, and you see how it snaps to the borders, something like that. So you have the reflection right here, and you have as little as possible around. And then when you export, I usually do like 70 for quality, and around 6 or 7 for an image like this is perfect. Because you can still, if you need to, once you're in Flash, if you need to get it to like to 20K or something like that, you can still compress it like 60, 50 within Flash for the quality, and it'll be pixelated, but it'll be like 4 or 5, something like that, which is pretty good.
So 6 is pretty good.
6 is pretty good. Like up to 10, if you're using one image, is decent. If you're using 2 images, then like the total of the 2 images, like it depends where you're doing. For Brazil, like we have to keep into consideration that the banners, like a lot of them are going to be under 20K. So for Brazil, it's better just to have one image if you can. And that's why we have like the backpack and this as a group. Like if you have them separate, then they both weigh like 5 and you'd be over.
5 each.
Yeah. But we do for Brazil a few banners where, like let's see here. No, this one's just text and final frame. So this one's it's like 23, 24, which can easily be lowered to 20. See something? No, it's the same one. It seems like we always do the same banners. Alright, never mind. But there's somewhere where you have that rectangle thing, like in CCS Max. See how you have, it's a square image, that's one image, and then the final frame will have another image. And this one, see how it's 37?
Yeah.
This one, like we do a master where the image is like this for sizes that are like 30 or more. And then if you needed to get to 20, you gotta get rid of that first image. And it'll just be copied. Like it'll just be this square box with a copy and no image. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So they know that only one image could be placed, right?
Yeah. I mean, like for whatever we have to do to get it to 20, because if not, they'll throw it back.
Oh.
Whatever we have to do to get it to 20, like that's reasonable, that it'll look good. Because you could maybe technically like kill these images, like make them like 20 in quality, kill this logo and kill that initial image, and you may be able to get it down to 20, but like you don't want to have your products look like crap.
Yeah.
Okay, so say we save this, export it, we'll put it in your, where is it? this will be for the 300. So the product, whatever size it is, that you need.
And why didn't you save it as transparent?
Because I don't need it to be transparent for this one. Like in this case, you have a color background. So there's two things you can do here. You can either have this transparent, or you can have an image that instead of it being transparent, instead of it being white, you have this as the berry.
Mm-hmm.
So you would do it like this. You would go select berry. Which one's berry? This one. And you'd export it like that. Like here, I think you would need to clean it up a little bit right there, because there seems to be like a reflection issue.
Yeah.
But you would export it just like that, and it would still be a JPEG. And the only problem with this is that when you compress it within Flash, you start like seeing a little bit of a
Ragged edge.
no, the background, this berry, starts to pixelate.
So, okay.
And so there's a solution also for that. Like within Flash, you can crop it.
Okay, I guess I'll get to that when I see it.
Yeah, I'll show you. It's a lot to go over. Okay, so let's get down to it. Did I save this thing? I don't think I saved it. Alright, so let's go back to, can I go back to submit here? No, that should be a shortcut.
Maybe you just leave, open one up and just leave it open.
That's what the templates are. So here you have 720 by 150.
Okay, so here you have your JPEG. Then for your resizes, you're gonna need this one, the PSD, and this, which is the big image for bigger resizes.
Okay, so this is where the header goes, subhead.
And that comes to me already done, right?
If you're doing the master, you should put that in an assets folder for everybody to use. If you're doing resizes, it should be in the assets folder. So what resize do you want to do? You can do we can do a big banner like a 300 by 600. We can do the thin horizontal one, 720 by 90.
Yeah, it's a 300, 600.
300 by 600. The standard sizes for that we do, like there's the 300 by 250, which is the master, and then the two other masters are 160 by 600, which is the skyscraper, and the 720 by 90, which is the horizontal.
Okay.
Those are like, from there you can do, like this is the, like the 250 by 250 is like a resize of the little square one. 120 by 600 is a resize of the 160 by 600. Okay, so then let's go over. Do you want to go over some of the timeline, like some of the elements here?
Yeah.
Okay, labels is something that David just started doing, and it's just to show where stuff is. It really doesn't do anything. But say this is closed because you're doing a big banner and you don't wanna, you wanna save some space. You know that the final frame starts here.
Yeah.
Okay? But it's not for action or anything like that.
More for visual.
Yeah. It's because he likes to know where stuff is.
The second one, right? So it only shows up in the last frame?
Yeah, and I...
Just making sure I got that
Okay.
right.
We're using Flash 8 because there's a blur here. You see that blur?
Yeah.
And there's a blur here. Flash 6 doesn't support blurs. If you go to Flash 6, you're actually saving a few K when you're resizing. So if you need to get to 20 and you just can't make it, you drop it to 6. You lose the blurs, but you get to your size.
That's fine.
Well, that's the thing. If the creative has a blur, you have to give it a blur. No.
You have to, unless you like there's certain things you can sacrifice. Like if you want the image to look good, but you still need to make it, and it's only like you're 2-3K away, you can drop it to 6 and lose the blur.
Okay.
Because you want to see the difference. Like this is with the blur. And if I drop it down to 6,
Also, automatically you won't give it the blur.
yeah. And wait, we're at 23. The parentheses one is the accurate one. 22. I don't know where they get that number from. 23, 4, 14. Okay. We drop it down to 6, and now we're at 20. So it went down like almost 3. And did you see how it doesn't blur?
Yeah.
But it doesn't look bad. It's not a big deal. It looks better with the blur because now it's just a box flipping, but I don't think it's terrible.
Yeah.
So if you go back to Flash 8, it should have the blur again. Because it disables some of the features. But the other thing that we have here that we just discovered recently is the JPEG. When you publish, it'll do that JPEG of the, that like you need a backup when you're exporting to publish it, to send it to the media. You need to send the Flash file, the SWIFT, and a JPEG, which is like a backup for people that don't have Flash or that have old computers. So when you publish, it'll take a snapshot exactly the size of wherever this cursor is. So you have to go here. You hit publish, which is you go publish, which is Shift Command F12. And that if I do that right now, you can go to your
What did it do to your desktop?
I don't know. Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
It wasn't there a minute ago. So, and this should be depending on the specs. But 19 is pretty good for a backup JPEG. See, it's the final frame. The trick is that it has to be in timeline. Like if the final frame is within a movie clip, it won't do it.
Okay. Wait, is the final clip?
If the final frame, which this is the final frame, where you get the call to action, the price, the headline, all that stuff. If this is within a movie clip, so like you've seen stuff where, you know how with Bricker we're doing like movie clips within movie clips. So if, for example, like you have a movie clip that's called final frame and it's just one little dot and you go in there and it's all of this, then it won't do this backup.
Oh, okay.
The JPEG.
So it has to be just the movie.
It has to be like all out here in the.
Okay, I got you. It can't
As
be.
far as I can tell.
Yeah.
And we've tested different things and.
But it's always the last frame that you do.
Yeah, this is the. There's like, there's exceptions for expandables because the expandable, the last frame expands. So, and it's got to be the size of the contracted banner. So then, that's something for another day.
All right. Okay, so then we will start. The first thing that you would do, you would take this one and
Save as. So okay, we'll do 300 by 600.
Yeah.
like it would say like this number of project.
Okay. So your master should already have all those other things that we talked about before. So first, I guess you get familiar with how the animation works and where you're gonna start. Like in this case, I can tell that like all of this is one block of animation. Like this part right here. So I wanna resize that as a block, all at once.
You're talking about all this, right?
All of this, yeah. Like this from here, this square, this text 1, this box, and text 2, up to like about here, where it flips and then it transitions into the final frame.
Okay.
So first thing,
Is to edit the stage.
edit the stage. 600. See, this one you need to have a little more space here, so we're good right there. Alright, next. Lock everything. Next is, do you know what the click tag is?
Is that where you click and it takes you to another?
Yeah. The click tag, according to the like different portals and stuff, they each have a specific click tag. We have, but this is also the spec sheet.
Oh, okay.
Like you have all the different sizes, and then you have weights. Like for example, we could do right now is a folia, which is the portal. We're gonna do the 300 by 600. They don't have one. Okay, Iggy. 300 by 600, half page. It's gotta be 40K, 18 frames per second, and this is the click tag. On release, get URL, blah blah blah. Okay.
Okay.
But
So first thing is to
resize the
resize
stage.
stage. Okay.
Next we're gonna resize the click tag, the border, and the background.
I don't understand what that means.
If there is a border, sometimes it doesn't. If there's a
talking
color
about that one,
background, yeah, that is the border. This is the click tag, and then the background is white in this case, but you can see it there. That needs to be resized also, because if not, it'll be transparent. So I do it, since they're all the same size, I do it all at once. So you select everything, and then you just go over here and do 300 by 600, and you're good. 0, 0, 300 by 600. So now the background, the border is done, the background's done. Now the click tag, if you look on this side, you have all the different click tags and all the names of the publications. So in this case, we're doing Iggy, right? So you would copy this and paste it up there. And then you click here, and it formats it. You don't have to, but
It helps read. It helps see it.
I don't know. I click it because if there's an error, and when you click here, it'll tell you there's an error if you copied it wrong or something. You can also click here and check, and it'll check the syntax.
So then I will go to actions layer, look for what's that,
No,
publisher?
You actually click on the click tag.
Oh,
See, like I hid the border because I don't want to touch that anymore. I hid the background because it's done. And you have to always look that there's only one frame, because sometimes like a border will go from color to white, and if there's a transition, then you'll have more than one frame. And I'll show you how to do that in another one if you want, or I
yeah,
can
no,
do it.
we'll just let's go through the basics
Alright.
when I run into problems. So then you clicked on the click tag.
So, yeah.
for the action.
If it's locked, you won't be
Yeah.
able to, obviously. So click on the thing and the actions. All these this is the only part that you have to do ActionScript, I think. So you'll see this portal doesn't have a click tag, so for this one you would actually like delete this and it would stay like that.
What? So the one we're doing is Iggy, right?
Yeah.
Well, how come? What was it that you just said right now? That which one doesn't have a?
Tribuna.
Ah,
See how
okay.
it says no click tag?
Oh, okay.
This is for all these other portals that we don't do them every week, but they're there just for when we need it. And sometimes they add other ones, like this one should have Folia. It's also the same one as UWall, which is new.
So pretty much, I click on the click tag and pick the publisher. Is that it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm making it more complicated, aren't I?
No.
So you can see unreleased get URL underscore root.os blank. That's it. So that's that for that one. I hide it because if you just go like this, everything's gonna look blue, and I don't like that. So
there it is. Hide click tag.
even when it's hidden, like right here, with see the eye, because in your profile it says include hidden layers, it'll publish. If this is not included, not checked, and you export, then you won't have that clickable button.
So that's good to have on.
That's, yeah, either that, or if you don't have this, because it's also a good way to, like, if you have this unchecked and you go okay, and say you don't want the Intel logo, you hide the Intel logo, and when you publish, the Intel logo won't be there. But you also won't have that. See how that thing's not turning into a button? Another way you can do that is you do have the hidden layers, but then you go here and you guide this. These are just little tricks.
Guide.
So if, like, say for example, okay, I'm not guiding it, but it's hidden. See, when I export, then the logo will be here, and I'll have the click
Click tag. Also, the whole thing, the whole movie is a click. Everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess if you really wanted to, you could have it so that this area is only clickable, but like usually it's everything. So okay. So the Intel logo we're gonna use, but remember, like if I go like this and guide, you'll get that little hammer-looking thing, or I don't know if that's a ruler. It's probably a ruler. And so the logo is gone, even though you can see it. So that's a cool trick to, like, see how it also went down in size.
Yeah.
All right, so now let's get to the resizing. So we've done we've resized the back, the layers, the
Click tag in the background.
Okay. So next, we're gonna position the logos, the Dell logo and the Intel logo. A quick way to do this is align center, and this one is actually gonna go down here in the corner, somewhere around there.
The spacing.
Like the spacing of the edges, that's about
You're
right.
just doing it like eyeball.
Yeah. In some, like, this logo is 60 pixels high. So in a smaller banner that's like 728 by 90, you'll have a little bit, like, the edge will be smaller, and in a 468 by 60, it'll be right up to the edge. And so it depends on how much space you have. If you need to, you can flush it up against the border.
Oh.
But since we have tons of space here,
Yeah, you don't have.
yeah. And then here, it's like usually this one's centered, but you could also do it like either here or here, depending on what you want to do. So we'll center this one. And this I'm not gonna center because this is gonna have in the final frame, is gonna have this little copy. So we could actually, we can start with the final frame or wherever you want to do, really.
Yeah, whichever.
It's about the same. Okay, so now we're gonna resize all of this. Remember we talked about this block of text.
No, but the thing is, like, I put it in my order.
So remember to lock the Dell logo on this because you don't want these to move. Then you click on the edit multiple frames
Where you at? Wait.
right here, down here.
Oh.
Edit multiple frames. It's if you're counting from here, it's you got center frame, onion skin outlines, and it's this one. So it's the 1, 2, 3, 4th from the left. Modify onion makers. This is pretty much the only one I use. And you'll get this little bracket thingy, which is anything that's within this area
This is what's gonna be editable.
yeah. So I'm gonna go all the way from the beginning and all the way to like about here, so that I include like all of this stuff.
But here is where something else starts, right?
Yeah, but these are locked.
Ah, okay.
So I'm gonna unlock the main animation, which is all of these frames up to here, and even including that plane, which I'm gonna try and like right now I'm gonna move it, but later on I'm gonna have to like move it by itself. So now, Command A, select all. Everything turns red. I don't know if it'll turn red for you because I think this is like for I set it in mine.
Oh, okay.
Maybe it'll turn blue or.
Ah, okay, I get you. Yeah, they're perfect.
And just move everything. Center it. And we're gonna resize it. Let's say 130. Does that look good? In this case, I can't hit the align center
Because you have a whole bunch of things.
yeah, it'll center everything together. I did that once by mistake. So now, if we run this, you can see it comes in. That's off center.
So like in this case, it's off centered. You control A again and just move it a little bit to the left.
Yeah, but I have to click on this thing again
Oh, okay.
and make sure that everything's included. If I go here and I hit, see how it's missing that one? That'll mess you up, and the animation will be screwed up, and it's a pain in the ass to fix again. So, where was it? It was off this way, right?
Yeah.
And I'm already gonna tell the client that we have
Empezar a hacer flash. ¿Eh? ¿No hay de print?
No.
Ya no hay más trabajo para print.
¿Eh?
Ya no hay más trabajo para print.
Papel se terminó.
Ya los diarios están quebrando.
Yo sigo haciendo el catálogo.
Sí.
Señor, ¿cómo estamos?
Okay, so you can run it, see, check everything out.
That's the drug dealer that he's dealing with the Gulf Coast. The oil man now. Look at that.
Now, this part right here, see how that plane lands there? That's probably not gonna work because that little plane has to be next to the headline. I don't know if you remember how it was before.
No.
It's probably a good idea to have,
That one running in the background, or?
yeah, either have it open so you can see more or less. The layout's gonna be different, but you can at least see.
Or you can have a JPEG of the final frame and look
Yeah.
at it,
Yeah, you can do
I'm
it too.
pretty much done with all the resizes.
I just know because I did like a ton of resizes yesterday of this one, so I just remember.
I'm still working a few kinks.
Alright, so now we're gonna do the same, but with this is actually one frame.
That's
So
the
this
plane,
one-
right?
Yeah. This one you can move by itself because it's just one frame. See, one keyframe. It's blank all the way. So I could actually, if I wanted to, I could move this by itself like that and put it like somewhere around here. The only thing is that now, like this won't work. See that? So what I need to do,
But the plane never had a transition, did it? Or no?
it goes from here to the box to that.
Oh, okay.
Because the plane used to have it used to be within a box. They changed it. They ruined it. So what I want to do here is I want to edit all these frames also, but up to here. Because I just want to I just want to edit this frame and this frame. If they were on the same, you know what? I could do something else also. See how if I go like this, if I move this frame over, now they're both on the same frame. That actually works also. But I guess it's not as smooth. But I could since I'm on this frame, I can move this up. Do you know the trick, the shift? Like if I go like here, if you hit shift, it'll move by 10. So I'm moving those over, and then I can go back and place this over here like it was. So now you have this transition like that, and then up. And then you can modify this also to be a little closer, because see how this transitions that way to it stops here. You see those keyframes?
Yeah.
So it stops there, and then that's a little weird because it's still going like this and then up. I'm a little bit more this way. That's better, right? I mean, it's so fast you can't really tell. Alright, now let's do the final frame. I want to include all of these, lock these, unlock last frame. Select all, headline, and since we have space,
Why is that blurred like that? The Bolster 300.
Because there's 3 frames there. I'm moving 3 frames at
Oh,
once.
okay.
I'll show you right now.
And you hit the edit multiple, right?
Yeah. See, I hit this, and I'm editing, like, because I want to include these at least. You have, this is that frame right there.
Yeah.
That's the last one, and this is the one where it comes in. So if you look at it like this, it's a little bounce. It comes in, it flies in from out here to here, and then back. See that little bounce? Boink.
So all of this is just timeline. There's no action script.
Yeah. Okay, so that's done. This is the. See right there? You have price, 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 and then you have the free shipping, and then another box there. Do you know what that box is? That is actually the free shipping, but alpha 0. Because it like comes this way.
Okay.
So when you're
What's that little?
what little one?
You see a little mark right here next to the computer?
This?
No.
This?
Yeah.
That's because there's 2 frames for the computer.
Oh, okay.
There's a little bounce also on this one, that one, and that one. But here, if I go like this, I'm selecting. You have to always make sure that you're grabbing everything. So I'm gonna move these out of the way for now. And the Vigo.
I kind of started working on.
See now I'm having trouble because these are all on the same layer, so I can, if I want to, I can lock those.
Start working on
Just take what you need.
start
Grab
getting
what I
things
need.
around.
I'm gonna move this down here.
Okay, this is more or less what's gonna work.
Call to action. The call to action is also transparent to bounce.
Cool, man.
This will go somewhere around here. And then I need to bring in a resized image of this.
If you make it bigger, then it looks crap.
Yeah, I know. You want to see how?
What? How it's gonna look crappy? No, I could do it.
All right, so let's go to. You know what? Let's do it. Let's hide this, and then we'll take a screenshot of this area.
So then, where do I put here? For image, take screenshot of.
You can do that, or you can, another way you can, like, this is one way, like you do Shift Control Command 4, and you're basically copying new image, okay, paste, and you bring in a new image and size it there, then do what I showed you before.
Copying and all.
Or you can go like this. You can go. Well, if this should actually not be like this, it should be. It should be grouped.
How about if the images were coming in one after another, then they wouldn't be merged, right? There would be two separate images.
Yeah. Like if you want to do the laptop and then the backpack.
Yeah.
You could do that. Like you would have a weight problem though.
Oh, okay. I hear you.
Like it would probably look better if you did that. But like if you did that, like there's two things. One is that this image would have to be transparent because you have the backpack behind it. So for the transparent image, it's gonna weigh more.
Okay.
Let me see something. Okay, so more or less like there, because you don't want the backpack to get cut off. Like you could actually make it bigger and have this cut off, but they really don't like that too much.
Well, basically, you have to follow the master,
guideline.
right?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, for the 120 by 600, which is super thin, it's okay if it gets cut off a little bit. Let me see if we actually did one.
¿Tú hiciste lo de Technology Week de los templates de online?
Technology Week.
Sí, de esos templates de Brasil que están haciendo. Porque no encuentro ni cojones.
Franco, you want to stop that thing real quick?